you can't just be in your kind of isolated vacuum cubicle and say, hey, look, this model predicts better than guessing. It has this precision or recall. If you want to estimate its potential business value, it depends on how you're going to use it and depends on practical business factors surrounding that deployment and the project. So, for example, fraud detection. If you're a bank and you need to use a model to decide on the fly whether to authorize each transaction, well, if you have what's called a false negative, which means you allow a fraudulent transaction to go through, then it's going to cost you, you may be responsible for the full charge. It could be $1,000 transaction, $500, right? So that's the literal cost of a false negative. Whereas the opposite is also true. If you have a false positive and you say, this is
fraud and you decline my transaction.
Yeah, you've inconvenienced the cardholder, and that tends to be less costly, but you can estimate the monetary cost. The industry tends to say it's around $100, right? Because if you get inconvenienced too much, you're going to start using a different credit card in your wallet. You may cancel this card entirely, what have you, right? So for all of these different use cases, should I perform predictive maintenance here? Should I offer a discount to this customer who might be at risk of defection? All of these cases can often be put in terms of the difference between false positive costs and false negative costs. Because again, we're not going to have a magic crystal ball. We're going to predict better than guessing. And we're playing, business is a numbers game with these probabilities, these predictions output by predictive AI. We play those numbers games more effectively, tip the odds just a bit in our favor, and in that way, drive a tremendous improvement to the bottom line. To estimate and measure that performance to the bottom line, it does often come down to sort of very particular arithmetic involving the prevalence of those errors and the outright costs referred to as false positive, false negative costs.